What is up, the world? It is your friendly neighborhood Slipgator here, hanging out today, doing stuff and things at Sliptopiatonvilleburgtown. You can see there's a little bit of a dead body problem. We're working on it, peeps. We're working on it. I had some ideas about some stuff and things, and I wanted to share them with you. So first idea was somebody mentioned that you can turn these guys off. So, like, for instance, this stadium, the upkeep is $4,000 a week. And we kind of wanted to place it just for aesthetics and then also to get some of the other unlocks. But really, the $4,000 a week seems kind of weak sauce. And all the other thing about these guys is you can't see the visitors because I just turned it off. But it doesn't seem like it was getting that many visitors. You would think a stadium would draw like thousands of people. I mean, there's 123,000 people in the town here. You'd think that maybe even 1,000 people go to the stadium. But yeah, you can see right here, it's like, I think even in its heyday, before I turned the stadium off, it was only creating about 9 or 12 people per week or something like that, 20 people per week. So it's not really that big of a help. So the other thing, the reason why we got so many dead bodies going on here is that I tried a little bit of an experiment, and I was trying to unlock Lazarette Plaza, which means you need what you need, the requirement is you need an average citizen health of under 20%. So I was trying to unlock that, and what I thought I'd be super smart, and I just lower my health budget, and that would take care of it, right? Well, it didn't actually. What ended up going on was, let me see here. There's where we can see it. So our average citizen health right now is 78%. Now, when I lowered the budget, I can only lower it to, we can pause it and I can show you. I can only lower it to 50%. That's as low as I can go. So I put it down to 50%, and what ended up happening was the health started to drop from 78, but it bottomed out at about 62%. So that was as low as it would go. It wouldn't go any lower than that. So in order to get that plaza at this point, like, you could do it if you were smart enough, if you were smart and you knew that this was something that you wanted, you could do it at the beginning of the game when you only had like 5 people in your town or something like that. You know what I mean? Or right away, like straight away you could unlock it. But now, the way I have my city set up, I would have to start deleting tons and tons of things like services, and it would just be a humongous disaster. So I would have to do that in order to get it to go down, and it's just not something I'm willing to do at this point. So I don't know, I guess maybe it's not something I can unlock. Now, fill 3 cemeteries, so that's something we can do. What are some of these other ones here? All tax rate at most 4%. We could do that. Does it need to be like forever or just for a moment? Could we just go down to 4%? 4%? 4%? 4%. Let's see what happens. 4%. 4%. Did we unlock it? No. We're doing it. We only have tax rates of 4%. Look at everybody. They're like, super happy times. We're losing $80,000 a week right now. Let's slow down the time a little bit. All tax rates at most 4%. I've done it. 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. Why do you hate your Slipgator? Give me the unlock. Does it need to be for like a significant amount of time? It doesn't say. The fanciest of fancy posh malls for all the stuff and things. Well, I guess maybe I could try. A building's on fire. Maybe we could try to like save it and then come back and see if it unlocks. Where are you, posh mall? I don't know. Maybe I'll play around with it a little bit later, but I tell you what, we can't do it right now because we're hemorrhaging money. So 12%. Sorry guys, we're gonna raise the tax rate back up. That was just a momentary relief for a couple of weeks, and now we're back to normal. Sorry, peeps. Let's go to 11 for these guys and 12 on these guys as well. So that should bring our money back up. 167,000 per week. Maybe it needs to like start. It needs to like, I don't know. When I lower the tax rate, it might take a while for it to impact the people. I just get afraid when I'm doing it on camera with you guys right now. You know, and I'm probably going to end up saving this. I don't want to have a huge problem. 70,000 a week. All right, we're climbing back up. So that wasn't it. Let's take a look at some of these other guys. What do you need? Crime rate over 50%. These guys are so bad. 20,000 square commercials. That could come in the future. Construct 7 universities. We could just put more up. 1,000 abandoned buildings. We saw that one already. City in debt, 2,000 bucks. Again, that would be something you want to do in the beginning of the game. And then what's this guy right here? The Cathedral of Plentitude. Construct all city service buildings. So that's the one where we need to have all these guys. So what did it say? We need to have 20? 5, 10, 15, 20. I guess some of these are city service buildings. Okay, I see. And that's those guys. And then the monuments, these are the crazy ones. I think we just get these for constructing some of the other parks and stuff. So, yeah, I don't know how we're going to get those at this point. It's a little bit kind of crazy. But I did start building a new system out here in this area, and I like the way that Circle Square turned out so much that I wanted to kind of do that again. But over in here, what I wanted to try to do was take advantage of this farmland that we have and set up some industry for farming. So what I'm going to do is kind of take and zone some of this stuff. We could probably pause it actually and zone a bunch of this area right here for farms. I'm going to put a lot of farmland in this area. Let's go ahead and do all these guys out here. Let's look again. We can actually go all the way out to about here, I think. This is quite a bit of industry, so I don't know if our area really needs this much. Well, I can tell you it doesn't. We don't have that much of a demand for it. But over in here, we can add a little bit more. I think right over here like so. Let's take a look again. I wish it would toggle back to the zoning tool when you click onto here and then click off. Yeah, that looks probably pretty good. Maybe we'll go out right here like so. And then what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and grab our zone guy. And we're only going to zone, see, again, I can't really see where it is that this stuff is. So we're going to zone over here, back down over into here. And then up and around like so, I think was how it went. Is that about right? Let's look here. Oh man, it sucks. You can't really see the two at the same time. All right, I think we got to push it out a little bit more. And then we can subtract from right here. And we can subtract from right here as well. Does that match? No, we need a little bit more over on this side. Little bit more. And we can make that into a zone. So we're going to set that in for ag right here like so. And then we've got this huge demand for commercial. Oh, wait, you know what else we didn't do? We didn't really add our good off-ramps and stuff and things like that. So I'll tell you what, guys. I've been talking for quite a while. I'm going to go ahead and add a couple of these circular off-ramp design piece thingies that I did before. And then I'll BRB's peeps. And we're back, and I'm just starting to zone some stuff and things up over here. Just trying to make sure we're not getting any of those one-by buildings. And we're going to see how this all works out. Because over here, we've got connections on both sides to 2 highways. This is a little bit different here. We've just got the one connection. I must say that this does look pretty amazing. Does that not look like the coolest thing ever? Super cool, I think. I don't know what it is, but it looks evil. What does this one look like? Oh, it looks like a little man, kind of. And this one looks like an evil bull thing place. Yeah, moving on. So what I've also found is kind of cool. We got some power we got to run over here really quickly. Let us do one of these, one of those. We'll just do a big power thing for now. And then we'll actually probably run it up here to where we don't have any zone like that. Just for now. We'll remove it all in a second. But I found this over here at Troll Face Town Place, that when I added some commercial, I had this big strip of industrial right here, and over in this area, like, things were growing, things were working, but I had this big industrial strip and no one would take advantage of it. No buildings were being built on it. So I put some of this commercial in front of it, and then what do you know? Bam, bam, thank you, ma'am. Everything got built up. So that is kind of my plan over here. What I'm thinking about doing is we're going to put in the farming area. Oh, wow, a lot of this stuff. Oh, yeah, because I built some roads. A lot of this stuff got rezoned in a weird way because I built roads. I built this whole thing, but I didn't have these connecting roads. So I added in the connecting roads. And, oh, we need some more power. Let's go ahead and run it. just around the city. And then I think actually, let's take a look. Where's the, that's all res. See, yeah, all this stuff needs to be rezoned because I screwed it all up. Actually, no, wait, that's perfect. I did that on purpose. Let's wait a second here and let this little house develop. Hopefully that will shoot the power requirement a little bit further out. Will you? Will you shoot it? Will you connect? How can I get in there nice and easy? Probably can't. So for now, we'll just go like that and then we'll rezone. But they need power. And I added water for everybody in this amazing diamond pattern. It's pretty unbelievable, I gotta let you know. And you know, if I was to do this again, see, we're still kind of working with these cells. These cells, like West Peeps Place and East Peeps Place, we did kind of like the cell design. But just checking why that was unzoned or not zoned correctly. Yeah, over here too, this is just from building some stuff and things. So we'll remove all these zones like so. But yeah, these are kind of those cell designs. That's kind of what we've done, is made these little cells everywhere. I don't know why. That's just how my brain works, I guess. It's cellular. Get it? My brain has cells in it. So moving back over to here. Oh, you know what else is really odd? Is that we see a lot of development only in this area here. But there, as you can see, as these commercial zones build, these industrial zones start to crop up, start to pop up as well. So I'm not having a ton of people moving in, but we could probably start zoning some more residential too. And what we can do to make this kind of work out nice and easy is zone like so, in kind of a pie wedge, so that as they start to come into the city, it'll help to run the power through. That's really what I want to do there. And yeah, it should be a lot better. But it's gonna take a while. We're gonna need to create quite a bit of demand in this area, and our city is gonna grow up. And we're kind of working in a deficit because we've got all these peeps that we screwed up their lives. Oh, looks like we've collected all the dead bodies. No, there's like a couple. There's still a couple left. So once we collect up the dead bodies, that should help quite a bit in the development of our little town area. Oh, we need some power over here too. Let's go ahead and run a guy right over like so. Look at that, perfect. City management, that's what I do. So we're going to let this thing grow for a little bit, and then I'll BRBs, peeps. And we're back. And I named the zone down here farm, damn it, because I want this to be our farm area land place. So, yeah, that had to be a thing. And then I also changed the off-ramps here, this on-ramp and this off-ramp to 6-way one-ways. And then also I had them like offset from this road over in this area a little bit, so I just decided to make this into a straight intersection, and that seems to have really helped the traffic. I had traffic just in this little area that was barely built up all the way backed up onto the highway already, so I resolved that issue really quickly. We do have some people complaining. Everybody in the farms are complaining. Actually, not enough workers, of course, but that'll get resolved here in a second. Then I also noticed that only the left side of the circle was getting developed in the rear here, and I couldn't quite figure out what it was. And I think what was going on was that anybody that was coming into the city, this was an off-ramp, this is an on-ramp, and so if they were coming into the city, they could come around here and get off, and then they were developing on this side. So what I did was added another kind of like strange little arcing off-ramp here, so you can kind of take a massive right turn there and off-ramp into this area, and then from over here you can on-ramp back on that way too. So it's kind of a neat little looking intersection. It's a neat little town over here. It's not looking that bad, man. It's definitely developing up. And then I added some services, of course. We've got our health services, we've got our fire department. You know what we don't have is an incinerator anywhere in the area. We should probably put one down. Back there is probably the best spot for it. Over here, does that mean those guys in the back still have some coverage? This will probably be a little bit better. So we'll do that like that, and then we'll make the rest of this area over here all into the high-density commercial zones. But this circle design works like way better than anything else that I've seen. I mean, anything that I've used so far, any little cell designs. And it kind of like, I don't know, it kind of seems weird that it works. Because Washington, D.C. is kind of set up like this. Kind of. Washington, D.C. originally was set up as kind of like a wheel, and there were spokes and stuff like that. Now it's not quite the same way. But D.C. is kind of this way, though. It's very much like all 6-lane, 2-way roads, and it's not really straight. It's not a grid pattern quite as much as like New York City is. And the traffic in DC is terrible. Like, it is really bad. If there's a problem, or like on here, like, you know, I've been talking about not zoning around your intersection so that there's no fires or back up traffic and stuff like that, or stuff like that. Any fire or any sort of an issue. If there's an issue like a car accident or somebody's pulled over, that's the worst in DC, man. If somebody gets pulled over, oh my God, you'd think the whole world ended. Traffic would be backed up for miles just because there's somebody on the side of the road. Thank God in cities, Skylines, there's no rubbernecking, because that is the worst. Oh my God, I can't. Rubbernecking is the worst thing that ever happened in the history of all traffic. So it's really bad news bears. It's the worst. Like, as a responsible mobile citizen of this area, you should not rubberneck, because it is bad for business. So I think we're going to start to put some more over in this area here, some more residential, to kind of try to spread the res out a little bit. We got to come in here and change this over really quickly, like so. But kind of spread the residential out over a few different areas, not have it all necessarily packed into exactly the same spot. Though this is going to raise our land value. And then of course, also everybody gets a park. There's all the parks. Look at all the parks. Everybody gets a park. We're the Oprah of parks. Why wouldn't you want a park in your area? 2 parks right there. How about over here? Is there a good spot for a park? Look at these 2 spots right there. Perfect. Add some more parks. Are you guys not in the very best of blue yet? Become the bluest. And they're getting pretty close. It'll probably be once we add some even more parks. Because why wouldn't you have 1 million parks in your area? So yeah, just continue to grow it. And at this point, the funny thing about Cities Skylines is up until, I don't know, at about 80,000, like, we were growing really, really fast, and like everything was kind of going great, and we were doing this and doing that and doing these developments. And then at around 80,000 is when we started having all the problems. Like, that's when we started having issues with, you know, the supply of goods over to the high density commercial zones, and stuff just wasn't going that great. Well, pre-80, we had some traffic issues, but we got those kind of worked out pretty quickly. Then once we hit 80, like I said, we had those issues, kind of added those industrial zones and kind of fixed it. And since then, we're kind of seeing this like real kind of slow growth where, you know, it's not necessarily difficult to get things to happen. These are all, by the way, I've seen this before. These are all like the people moving in, I do believe. That's why we have that huge traffic. But as far as what I mean by difficult is just like, we don't see high demands for almost anything except for the commercial zones now. And, you know, we just kind of like build a little area, the people expand into it. We build a little area, the people expand into it. And it's kind of like easy mode at this point. It's just kind of slowly growing the city. I don't see any further like developments or anything that's going to be like a big problem. And I think all we really need to do to be successful now is to continue to add some cells and like this, and eventually, you know, the city's just going to continue to grow, and we're just going to get richer and richer and richer. It's going to be the most amazing thing that ever happened. And we're back, and we are about to hit a very interesting milestone here. So as of right now on my channel, we have 131,521 subscribers. And even though it's funny, this number says plus 200 or whatever, it doesn't actually go by 200 each time. But we're very close. In the next couple of seconds, we're going to hit that number. I think. I hope. Let's go ahead and just come on, move into my town. Let's do this for the peeps, man. Make another zone, make another zone. A couple more residential zones. And then hopefully we'll get there in a second here. But yeah, so we've been playing this game for quite a while now. I think we're on near episode 30, and I've been having a really fun time with it. You guys have been really great. Given the likes, it seems like I have to ask for them, but when I do ask that you guys give 1,000 likes, normally you guys always deliver, which is amazing. I want to thank you guys so much for your support there. Here we go. We're almost there. Ooh. Oh, 505. 493. No, come on. Go back up, man. By lower taxes. Bam, we did it, man. So it's official. Sliptopiatonvilleburgtown is now the size of the amount of subscribers that I have on the channel. And I think that, and normally I don't do this, but we're going to do it because last time I did a season finale, everyone got really mad. We're going to call this the season finale. This is going to be the end, peeps. We built another town. This is going to be the end of this season. We might do another season, but there's been a couple other games that I've been looking at that I'm really interested in playing. And I'm gonna download them. I haven't played them yet, but I'm gonna download them and check them out. And I think we're gonna bring it to you tomorrow night at 7 p.m. But for now, this is Sliptopiatonvilleburgtown. From fossil fuels or bad town to Zoolander land, all the way to Farm Dammit, and everywhere in between. Fat Italy, boring town. I've had a really good time hanging out, and I wanted to say again, thank you guys for your support in the video. If you like this series, make sure you show your support with a thumbs up. That's gonna be it for today, guys. Feel free to share and favorite the videos you see fit, and may the stuff and things be with you.